Hello and welcome to a very special video और आज हम बात करेंगे Poco F6 के बारे में. It is going to be the first smartphone to be powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 chipset. Well, अगर हम Qualcomm के नेम स्कीम को देखें और Poco F series को देखें, फोकस फिर से परफॉर्मेंस में रहेगा. And we will be talking about it, but I won't be talking. It will be coming from the official makers. I have in the studio Himanshu from Poco India, and from Qualcomm we have Saurabh. Before we begin, firstly, thanks to both of you for giving your time to 91 Mobiles. And before we come to the exciting side of things, which is कि भाई Poco से आपको क्या expect करने को मिल सकता है? Saurabh, I'll start with you. Qualcomm Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 अगर आप name scheme के हिसाब से देखें, well, it sits in the flagship tier of Qualcomm Snapdragon chipsets. Tell us, what can we expect and how will it benefit the end users?
As you said, S in 8S Gen 3, S is specially curated. We have specially curated this 8S Gen 3 from our flagship 8 Gen 3 processor. We work with our OEMs and what consumers are demanding. So we work together to finalize the spec of a chipset, and that's why we have specially curated this chipset, what market needs. So we have taken multiple features from our flagship 8 Gen 3 processors and brought it down to 8S Gen 3, like areas of in AI, in image, in gaming. So we have brought down multiple features from our 8 Gen 3 flagship in 8S Gen 3 processor.
तो आपने AI के बारे में बात किया, आपने गेमिंग के बारे में बात किया. We will come to all this, but before that, Himanshu, from Poco F6. अब अगर हम पुराने Poco F series smartphones को देखें, Poco F4, Poco F5, well, they have created a legacy.
Yes.
With Poco F6, well, expectations काफी ज़्यादा high है.
Yes.
I want to know, before we come to the how part, do you think Poco F6 will be able to deliver that, or rather it'll exceed the expectations?
So we started with Poco F1 a few years back, and we started with our partner Qualcomm with Snapdragon 845, and it created ripples in the market and it disrupted the entire space, and that's how Poco brand was created in the market, right? And last year we were the only brand to launch 7 Plus Gen 2 processor, and it also was the first time that performance was coming at that price point. So it just totally disrupted the market, and the legacy of Poco F series has been performance first. So this year we are just building on our legacy, and we are bringing 8S Gen 3 with the help of our partners. It is I think industry defining performance that we are going to launch at that price point. The Antutu score is 1.6 million plus, and the overall capability of the chipset, I think you will get to see more details in our launch video. But I think the overall capability of the processor is very, very high, and I think with partners like Qualcomm, it helps us overall deliver an overall package for the users.
Well, आपने Qualcomm की बात की, आपने already scores की भी बात कर दी है. Well, but that's one element of the smartphone. A smartphone, as you know better, is a mix and match of many hardware, and end users के लिए it is the device that what matters. हमने X में formerly Twitter already देख लिया है कि डिजाइन कैसा रहेगा स्मार्टफोन का. हमें छोटा सा टीजर भी मिल गया कि कैमरा स्पेसिफिकेशंस क्या रह सकते हैं.
Correct.
But what can you tell us about the key USP of the Poco F6?
First of all, the overall heart of the device is the chipset, and that's why we are launching. We are the first brand in India to launch 8S Gen 3, thanks to our partners. That is one of the key USPs of the device. Second is, after a very long time, there was a request from our users that we need to improve our overall camera capability. That's why we are bringing Sony sensor on this device with OIS and EIS. I think the overall image capability of the device will also increase. Thirdly, we are bringing HyperOS out of the box, and if you see the overall charging capabilities of the device is also going to be superior as compared to its predecessor. So these are the few of the key KSPs that we are bringing on the table when it comes to F6.
See, the man is not telling you numbers, but what he is focusing on the Qualcomm chipset. Well, Qualcomm chipset, as we can expect, because हमने Poco F5 में देखा था, as he said that Qualcomm Snapdragon offered great leaps in performance. Well, Saurabh, अगर हम Qualcomm chipset के market को देखें, Snapdragon particularly, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset भी अभी market में है, which is powering some old flagships. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 भी है, which is already powering some current flagship. With this, it is somewhere sitting in the middle. Tell us what can be different and how will it fare against the competition in the market, or more importantly Poco F6 से related, how will it benefit Poco F6 when you look at the competition?
Look, you said last generation 8 Gen 2 and 8 Gen 3, it's sitting in between. It's a 2 years old processor. There are a lot of new use cases have come in the market. This 8S Gen 3 is designed keeping that in mind. A lot of AI use cases are there, right? This 8S Gen 3 supports up to 10 billion parameters. It supports multiple large language models, multiple large vision models, right? We have come a long way from 8 Gen 2. So this is what a market demanded and we delivered.
Of course, अगर आप market को देखेंगे, AI is not just a buzzword anymore. It is actually the need in the tech space. A lot of people want to use it. A lot of people are already experiencing it. आपने 8 Gen 3 जब launch हुआ था तब you spoke a lot about AI, even with the Snapdragon 7S series. There is again a focus on AI, but with this one, how can Poco F6 leverage from the AI capabilities that Snapdragon is providing?
So, I mean, AI capabilities can be leveraged in many ways. For an example, in camera, right? We have Snapdragon Sight, which brings in multiple features. For an example, semantic segmentation, right? Which uses AI and neural network to identify objects in the scene, right? A human, and it can also identify your nose, hair, your ears, your lips, or even you're carrying any accessories, you are wearing glasses, you are carrying a bag, so that it differentiates and apply AI based enhancements accordingly.
Okay. So AI के लिए हमें देखना पड़ेगा well what the smartphone can offer, but Himanshu,
yeah,
when we look at Poco smartphones in general, भाई gaming में हमेशा से focus रहा है,
correct,
and even with the last few gen models, gaming
yeah,
has been always the core element of Poco smartphones.
yes.
With the Poco F6, tell us what can the gamers and especially what users can expect in terms of gaming power.
I think gamers are one of the core audience for Poco, and that's why we're bringing a very powerful and a potent chipset in the form of Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 on Poco F6. Not only that, on first time in Poco, we are bringing iced cool, liquid cool technology, which is 3 times more efficient than vapor cooling technology. Lastly, we are bringing our proprietary Wild Boost 3.0 technology for smoother experience for gamers.
Okay. तो अगर thermal एक चीज है, well, overall gaming experience is another thing. And Saurabh, tell us how is Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 optimized for support gaming and make and elevate the gaming experience to a new level?
We on our flagship 8 Gen 3 we have Snapdragon Elite Gaming Suite. We are bringing some of the features from that flagship experience to 8S Gen 3. For an example, 8S Gen 3 supports hardware accelerated ray tracing, right, to get you better graphics. We have Snapdragon Motion Engine 2.0, which intelligently doubles the frame to get you better graphics. We have Gaming Super Resolution, which upscales the resolution of your game to have a different level of gaming experience. So all these enhancements make this device, any device on 8S Gen 3, amazing lag-free gaming experience.
So well, focus फिर से आप जैसे सुन सकते हो, performance में है, gaming is obviously going to be the core element of the Poco smartphone, but there might be some surprises when it comes to AI. Well, that is Poco F6, but this is not the end of the road. Himanshu,
Yeah.
what can you tell us about Poco that we can expect in the coming months?
So our next priority, apart from F6, launching F6, is to build our 5G portfolio and cement a legacy in the 5G space. Apart from launching Poco F6, we are looking at strengthening our 5G portfolio. Apart from that, we want to strengthen our AIoT portfolio. Last year, we launched Poco Buds, which was a huge success on the online platform. We want to replicate the same success in other categories. So we are in evaluation phase with regards to tablets, laptops in the coming few months. And you will see, I think, non-mobile categories under Poco umbrella very soon.
So that's okay. If you're not getting the exact details, well, we have a rough timeline, but that doesn't matter क्योंकि अभी focus में है Poco F6. But before we end, Himanshu, one last thing.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the pricing?
So with the specifications that I have told you, right, I would ask you and your audience, what should be the price of Poco F6 according to you?
Well, you guys can leave that in the comment, but yes, Poco F6 is launching in India very soon. The official date has been revealed. It's May 23rd. It is again going to be the first smartphone to be powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 chipset. Well, until then, आपको जितना जाना था वो आपने देख लिया है. अगर आपको और questions पूछने, then Poco is very active on social media. You can ask Himanshu on X. If you want a 360-degree coverage, well, 91 Mobiles is right there. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. I'm Abhik, and I'll see you very soon.